There's a difference between a healthy pride and a destructive ego. There's a difference between having a positive sense of self-worth and an inflated sense of superiority. This battle of pride and ego is one that Vegeta personifies throughout every arc in Dragon Ball. In the beginning, we see an arrogant young prince arrive on Earth. His exaggerated ego makes him believe that he's one of the most powerful beings in the universe. He has no issue with killing Nappa. Even defeat doesn't seem to bother him as much as losing to someone he sees as an inferior being. It's this same ego that sends him to his death believing that he is the legendary Super Saiyan.
He has become a Super Saiyan!
Vegeta!
No, seriously, you have no idea how old that got.
This is the problem with ego. Even after Vegeta joins forces with the Z Fighters, he still struggles with the same issues. He refuses to allow anyone to help him, oftentimes refusing to help others. He refuses to acknowledge his weaknesses. This constant feeding of his ego leads to many mistakes and failures. The greatest example of this is during the Babidi arc. Vegeta's obsession with surpassing Goku is merely an excuse to feed his ego by once again claiming his superiority to an inferior being. It's this ego-driven decision that leads him to murdering countless people and summoning Majin Buu.
I have in me the blood of a Saiyan prince. He is nothing but a joke. Yet I've had to watch him surpass me in strength.
This self-destructive tendency that Vegeta seems to have can almost always be blamed on his ego. Aside from his murderous tendencies and mustache, most of us can relate to his struggle. Oftentimes, our overinflated egos get the better of us when we're out with our friends or with our loved ones. Our desire for recognition flares up around pretty girls. We feel our ego creeping up as we deal with feelings of inadequacies. We have a tendency to not ask for help when we need it. But, as previously stated, there's a difference between a healthy pride and a destructive ego. Generally speaking, we can view pride as a gift and ego as a form of payment. Here's one way to think about it. All the things that we should take pride in, the name our fathers handed down to us, the place where we grew up, the places we're from, the people we were lucky enough to have in our life, all of it was a gift. It was nothing we earned. The pride we feel is a gift of humility and sacrifice that others made for us. This sense of pride is who we are. The very best parts of us are the sacrifices that others made on our behalf. Ego makes us think that the things we didn't earn are owed to us. It makes us think we hold the moral high ground for being overly critical of our family and the places we belong. It convinces us that we are superior beings and that the people who disagree with us are worthy of whatever we do to them.
You guys, listen to this song I just wrote. It's called I Hate You Guys. I hate you guys.
But this issue doesn't just appear magically in our lives. It starts when we're younger. We're told we're special. We are the focus of the world as the new generation on the scene. We become accustomed to other people sacrificing for us.
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf! We want it now! The meatloaf!
So much so that we begin to take it for granted. Yet we take our first steps into the world and act confused when it doesn't just bow down before our exaggerated greatness. We find out immediately that we really aren't special. No one owes us anything, and the things we learned in school seldom reflect the struggles of the real world. This is the same reality Vegeta finds himself in. He believes he's earned his power level, even though he was simply born into it. He believes that everyone else's views are inferior to his own, and he has a mental breakdown when confronted with reality. His ego told him that the world owed him victory and conquest. Ego tells us that the world, our family, our friends, owes us something. Therefore, whatever we do is simply repayment for our imagined accomplishments. This is why ego is seen as such a destructive force. Ego allows us to justify sacrificing others for ourselves, while pride allows us to justify sacrificing ourselves for others.